Truth Minister Paul Scott, NoWarningShotsFired.com, bringing you another edition of No Warning Shots Special Report. On this report, we're going to discuss Juicy J. Juicy J, the Academy Award-winning former member of 3-6 Mafia, who recently shook some people up, created some controversy over a $50,000 scholarship, which originally was a twerk scholarship for the sister who could twerk the best on a college campus. Now, recently, Juicy J went on, I guess, a damage control mission, was on TMZ and other places talking about, well, you know, those people who had a problem with the twerking contest, they really didn't read any information. They really didn't read the website dealing with the contest rules. Oh, really? So according to Juicy J, it was all just a misunderstanding, and, you know, we got it all wrong. Now, my pet peeve is when people insult my intelligence. And not only that, when people try to dumb down hip-hop and the hip-hop generation. And Juicy J just did both of those cardinal sins. So let's deal with Juicy J. And in chronological order, let's break down the truth and expose the truth about this so-called twerking scholarship. Back on June 9th, if you can remember, Miley Cyrus, who is, Billy Ray's little girl, she raised some eyebrows, I guess, when she did a twerk thing at somebody's concert, and it was on World Star Hip Hop. Now, guess who the artist was? Whose concert do you think she was twerking at? You got it, Juicy J. And that was back on June 9th. Now, on August 22nd, Juicy J coincidentally tweeted, according to Hip Hop DX, this is back on August 22nd, that I'm giving out a $50K scholarship to the best chick that can twerk, Juicy J. And that's according to Hip Hop DX. They made a copy of the actual tweet. Now, strangely enough, that tweet was deleted. I think the same day the tweet was deleted. Now, August 25th, Miley Cyrus once again created controversy. Miley Cyrus, who is on RCA, which is owned by Sony. Juicy J is on Columbia, which is also owned by Sony, which is another connection. On August 25th, she twerked at the MTV Awards, and everybody knows the controversy that came about that. That's August 25th, which coincidentally is 3 days after Juicy J tweeted about his $50K twerking scholarship. Now, on August 28th, Columbia Records sent out a tweet on their official Twitter account that said, want a $50K scholarship? Make a video showing or telling at The Real Juicy J why you deserve the money. Details, worldstarhiphop.com/scholarship. On August 28th. Now, the thing about Columbia Records, what you have to understand is that Columbia Records is an expert on manipulating black music. According to author Nelson George in his book, The Death of Rhythm and Blues, in 1972, there was a study of the sound of black music environment prepared for Columbia Records Group. And this was done by the Harvard Business School. And that was 1972. So you see that Columbia has a long history in marketing black music, manipulating black music. So that's back in 1972. I thought that was real interesting. But moving back to the present, on August 28th, the USA Today reported about the scholarship in their life section. It said female fans can submit videos and will be judged on their, quote, assets and creativity, unquote. And if you can remember during this period, they were also saying that that you should listen to Juicy J's song Scholarship for inspiration, which basically defeats Juicy J's argument that it wasn't about twerking just by the fact of the subject matter of his song, Scholarship. But once again, since they think we don't read, I guess we're not supposed to notice these contradictions. Now, also in that USA Today article, since Juicy J had deleted the initial tweet talking about making a twerking scholarship, they interviewed somebody. It says, when reached for comment, a spokesperson for Jay, Mike Navarra, explained that Jay prematurely spoke about the contest before it was ready to launch. It's ready to launch today. Wait a minute. Now, if it's Juicy J's scholarship, and he is the one caring about the community and all of that, if it's his scholarship, how can he prematurely speak about his scholarship? But that's what Mike Navarra said. Now, the question becomes, well, who is Mike Navarra? According to an article in the Source magazine on May 22nd, 2013, Mike Navarra is a publicist at Columbia Records. And way back on May 22nd, which is 3 months before Juicy J's Stay Trippy album was released, he was asked, what's your role with Juicy J's upcoming album, Stay Trippy? And according to the Source magazine, he said, I'm coordinating and figuring out the press plan for it. I have to be able to tell his story. He's been in the game for 20 years. He's been able to reinvent himself and not discredit who he is. A lot of acts are influenced by his music. We're working with him, seeing his vision, and figuring out how we can make it happen and spread the music. And that's from Mike Navarra, who was in his PR department. Now, another thing I thought was strange is that although people are saying Juicy J scholarship and Juicy J is talking about how he's giving back to the community, if you look at the actual, go to World Star, and if you look at the actual contest rules, it says copywritten by Sony Music. Now, if it's Juicy J's scholarship, what does that have to do with Sony Music if it's a scholarship? So really what we have here, if we want to keep it real, if we want to keep it 100, once again we have the music industry dominating or manipulating hip-hop, using black artists to perpetuate the stereotype of black men as oversexed children who, even though they're almost 40 years old, still can't grow up. But they put a black face on it to make it look like it's really the black artists doing it, but they have a history of doing that, and they're really behind the scenes pushing the buttons. But since, once again, they feel like we're too stupid to read, and we don't read, we don't do research, that we'll never figure out the connection, even though it's written right in front of our faces. So I want to send this especially out to the college students who are the target of this $50K scholarship. And I do advise you to read the fine print on the contest rules. You're going to find real interesting about that. I don't have enough time to go into it here, but go to the contest rules and please read those very carefully. You'll be real interested in what you actually find on the contest rules. But for the college students, now, although hip-hop really is always put out there like, okay, the streets control hip-hop, the streets control hip-hop. No, that's not really true. Very few people are buying CDs. Very few people are buying, it's like illegal downloads and things of that nature. So the college students, especially historically black colleges and the black college black student unions on college campuses, you really have a lot of pull under the direction of hip-hop. All you all have to do is just make a statement that you are not going to support those who degrade the community, make misogynist music. You're not going to do that. And instead, you're going to support positive rappers, conscious rappers, instead of inviting them to your homecoming shows, rappers like Juicy J, turning them into homecooning shows. You're only going to support hip-hop artists who fulfill the mission, which is supposed to be your mission of leading your people to higher achievement. It's very easy to do. So I'm asking everybody, don't fall for that twerk for tuition scam, which it is. It's really, once again, cooning for cash. That's what Juicy J is being used for, cooning for cash. So once again, use your brains, think it out, and don't let the music industry manipulate your mind. Truth Minister Paul Scott, no warning shots fired.com.